I was thinking about it last night. You guys already know more about the United States electrical system than you think. We all know that dams and coal plants and nuclear plants create electricity. We all know that. We all know that there are big, huge transmission lines that come out of these plants and go across the nation in some form or another. The big ones that we see that are really wide and cut a path and they're high up in the air, that carry thousands of volts. You might not know that there's substations. You might not know what those substations do. They transform the voltage down to around 7,200. The 7,200 volts is then transformed at your house, either on the telephone pole or the green box in your front yard, down to 240 volts. The residential panel, all utilities in the United States are providing 240 volts of electrical power with 3 wires. Those 3 wires drop that comes to your house, which is that cable that you see going from the telephone pole over to your weatherhead that's sticking out of the top of your roof or it's on the side of your house. And all those transformers are called center tap transformers. The reason why they're called center tap is because the neutral comes out of the middle of a coil that's inside of the unit itself. It transforms those 3 wires into 240 volts of electricity. And that carries 2 hots, which are one hot at 120 volts and another hot at another 120 volts. You know that term, you've heard it. You might not know how to measure it, and we'll teach you that here soon. You measure the voltage together on 2 legs of 120 together, you get 240. When you take either one of those legs and measure it to ground and or neutral, you get 120. That's the available voltage. That's the power being pushed to your house. It's available for you to use. When you start using it, that's when you create watts and kilowatts and amperage and that stuff, and we'll get into that later. But you already know that you know more than most people do just by thinking about that in general. I'll show you what the 120 looks like in a plug. I'll show you what the 120 looks like in your house. Wrap your mind around that there's just 3 wires being supplied to us. That would be the way we're going to approach this. Start from the basics. And the first thing I'm going to show you is what a standard electrical panel is. But they're all the same. They have 2 bus bars that transfer to breakers in the panel. Each one we wired with 120. They have a neutral bar in the panel. We provide the 4th wire. And the 4th wire is the ground. It's for our safety. And it has to be done correctly in order for it to make the breakers trip in case of a hazardous situation. Everywhere else where there's a piece of metal that's in our system, it has to be grounded directly to our grounding system. But it's just 3 wires. And as electricians, all we do is harness that power. Oh, it sounds easy when I say it like that.